Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken. Today, guys, we are here to unbox some Second Sight Films limited edition. So, I actually picked these up, I want to say 2 to 3 months ago. It's been a while, so these I kind of forgot about. I just put them on the shelf when I got them. And I forgot to do an unboxing and showcase of these titles. I've got 5. I think all of these are Blu-ray editions. And there's some older editions in here. Some editions that came out, I think, back in 2018 or 2019. Just some ones that, I don't know. I got on the Second Sight website. There wasn't even a sale or anything going on. Even though, like, some of these were lower than I expected them to be. There wasn't any kind of sale. I just got on Second Sight website. I was just browsing around. I'm like, I wanted this title. I never got it. Let me just get this stuff now and add it to my Second Sight Films collection. And a lot of these still came in the hard shell boxes. So that was definitely cool. And there's still a few more that I want to add that still have that limited edition, like premium packaging as well. But I just got these because these, I think, were the oldest in the bunch, whereas the other ones were a little bit more recent. So I feel like the packaging will still be there in a few months when I go back to get those. But look, guys, before we get into it, I got some cool stuff to unbox. Some really cool stuff to unbox. Before we get into it, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We talk about physical media on this channel, Blu-rays, 4Ks, owning the movies that you love, all that stuff there behind me every single day. If you're a fan of that kind of stuff, that kind of content, hit the subscribe button. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. And like I said, guys, these are all Blu-ray editions from Second Sight Films. If you're not familiar with Second Sight Films, they are a UK-based Blu-ray, boutique Blu-ray company that puts out some of the best packaged releases, but also some of the best transfers as far as their 4K transfers and their Blu-ray transfers. Like nobody does. Almost nobody does. Like Vinegar Syndrome, Arrow Video, they're up there as well. The quality work and restoration that Second Sight Films does. Also, their incredible special features, their packaging, like they really are kind of second to none. And they've been absolutely killing it in 2023, 2024, just putting out bangers. But they've been killing it for quite some time. And I'm about to show you some of these releases I got. The first one that I'm going to show off is Paranormal Activity. So I almost forgot they did this. And I've got a nice Paranormal Activity like 7 film, or actually I think it's an 8 film because it has the documentary as well. I've got a nice collection of the Paranormal Activity films. I didn't need this, but like Paranormal Activity is one of my favorite found footage movies ever, but also it's like one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite horror movies. Like this movie, when I first saw it, like it legitimately scared the shit out of me. And it's very rare that a movie does that. Like found footage just, it really gets under my skin. It's really a genre or a subgenre of horror that I feel like people are into or they're not into it. But like me, it just completely transports me. And I'm always like super into it because it just feels so real and raw. And I feel like I'm there with the people. Like it's one of the scariest, like some of the scariest movies to me are in the found footage horror subgenre. So I love Paranormal Activity, one of my favorite horror movies. So I wanted to get this box set of the first one. I also love Blair Witch as well. And I am still, as of right now, waiting on my Second Sight Films, waiting for Diabolic and the Postal Service to resolve the issue that's ongoing. So hopefully I'll have that before 2025. I am still waiting on that damn thing. And I'm so like, I'm just chomping at the bit to get that in the collection and watch it. I also got Late Night with the Devil coming from them as well. But the Paranormal Activity box set right here, guys, you got you got the shadowy figure with the girl sleeping in the bed. Very cool stuff. Let me show you the spine right here. Let me show you the back. You got the little photo of Katie right there, it looks like. And is that Katie and Micah? It's Micah, right? Is it Micah or is it Mika? I can't remember. I'm a fan of the movie, but I can't remember the characters' names. But nice image of them two on the cover. And let's take it out of the case right here. And I haven't like gotten into any of these yet, guys. I literally got these. I took them out of the box and I put them over on the shelf. That's how it happened. I think I was just getting a lot of stuff in at once and I just forgot about it. But you got a nice booklet inside here. You got all kinds of writings and materials on the film on the inside. And like I said, guys, these are not 4K editions. This is not a 4K. I don't think that Paranormal Activity is a movie that needs a 4K. I've said this before, like, found footage can be upgraded to Blu-ray because most cameras are HD anyway. So yeah, I think Blu-ray is appropriate for most found footage movies nowadays. But 4K, like, unless it's like Late Night with the Devil, which I do think is incredibly cinematic and almost movie-like, I just don't feel the need to have any, found footage movies on 4K. But you open up this case right here. You got the disc on the inside. I don't know like what kind of special features they have on here, but you got an audio commentary, a couple of audio commentaries. You got Breaking Normal, a new interview with Oren Peli. You got a new interview with Katie Featherston. So they actually got new interviews, Micah Sloat. So you got new interviews on here with the cast and crew, and I don't think that these are on that Paranormal Activity box set that I got back there. So very cool stuff. I don't know if they did reversible cover art. No, they do not do reversible cover art. I can't remember if... see, the thing about this is usually when Second Sight does a box set, at least nowadays, they don't have the actual like Blu-ray or 4K case on the inside. Some people don't like that. They'll have like a little digipack like edition or something like that. We've got some art cards in here as well. I know how you guys love your art cards. And right there, we got Night 1. You guys see that? Bam. Look at that. Just some creepy ass stuff in this release. Look at that. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. And then some little posters of the movie right there. So yeah, Paranormal Activity, to me, it's one of the best in the horror genre. Just straight up one of the best in the horror genre. So there's that box set. I also got another release. This was, I don't know why I lumped this one in there. I feel like it was to get like to a certain point to get free shipping. I can't quite remember, but it feels like I got enough to get that anyway. But I got this Blu-ray release of The Invitation. And to my knowledge, I don't think they did a box set of this one. Like this, honestly, though, should get a box set. Like this would make a great 4K Second Sight box set edition. Now, this movie was another discovery for me on Netflix, and I discovered a lot of movies on Netflix back in like the early 2010s or the early to mid 2010s, and this was one of those. This was around the time I was watching like Your Next and It Follows and Creep. Like I was discovering a lot of movies on Netflix back in the day, and it feels like they're putting all of those out right now. But The Invitation was another one of those, and this movie, The Guest as well. This movie like kicked my ass the first time that I watched it. It took me by surprise. It's such a creepy, it's a slow burn. I want you all to understand that right now. It's a very slow burn, but it's very effective. And when it gets to the burn at the ends, when the crap hits the fan, like it's powerful. Like it's powerful just how this shit hits the fan and what happens. Like, I don't want to get into spoilers and stuff like that. Basically, it's a couple that goes to a house for dinner, and then things just progressively start to get creepier and more unsettling as the night goes on, culminating in this like dinner table sequence at the end, which is just like your jaw will be on the floor. Like watching this, you'll be so tense, like so on edge the entire time. And it's one of the best endings like of any like horror thriller around this time, like to the point where like I'm surprised they never made a sequel, because they had the setup to make like an entire universe of these movies by the time you get to the end. But The Invitation, you got Logan Marshall Green, who everybody kind of calls a knockoff Tom Hardy. He's a good actor for sure. Was also in Upgrade, I believe, as well. Leigh Whannell's Upgrade, which is a great movie, which also I think got a Second Sight box set, which I don't have, and I regret it every day. But yeah, The Invitation, fantastic movie. Somebody let me know if this did get a box set back in the day. Yeah, I have not watched this Blu-ray yet, and this is the first time I've owned this on physical media. This is directed by Karen Kusama, who also did Jennifer's Body with Megan Fox back in 2010. So this is a more artsy follow-up to that, but this has a making of feature. It has an interview with the director, Karen Kusama. It's got an interview with producer Nick Spicer. It's got an interview with writers Phil Hay and Matt Manfredi. Sorry guys. Playing Sadie, an interview with actor Lindsay Berg. So, oh, and this has got I don't know why I always blank on his name, but the guy that was also in Zodiac, he always plays this like psychotic guy in a lot of movies. He is so good in this movie. Trying to look for his name right here. John Carroll Lynch. Like he was also on like some of the American Horror Stories. Like he is so good in this movie. Like he definitely adds to all the creep factor of the film. But The Invitation is great. If you don't want to get this second sight edition right here, I think there's another Blu-ray edition in the States, but if you don't want to get this, it's available on streaming. I think it's still actually on Netflix. I could be wrong because I don't know like when they take stuff off. Like, that's why physical media is important, guys. But definitely just check this out. Seek it out on streaming. And I promise that you will not be disappointed. Now, another thing to note here, guys, is that the second sight releases, they are always, like if it's a Blu-ray, they are region locked. So you need a region-free player if you're in the States. If you're in the UK, then you don't, because that's your native country. This is your label. So you don't need a region-free player. But if you're in the States, you need that region-free player to play these Blu-ray releases. Not the 4Ks, because those are usually region-free. But the Blu-rays, you have to have a region-free player. All right, let's get into this next one. And this is a movie that I think my wife, I remember watching this during the pandemic. I think we watched this on Hulu. And I think it got a release from like IFC. I think it got like a Blu-ray release. I don't remember like who did this one back in the day. I feel like it was IFC Midnight that did this one. Or maybe it was Neon. I can't quite remember. But anyway, it's Swallow. This is Swallow. Who is in this movie? Haley Bennett, who I cannot remember the other movie she's been in, but she's been in some other stuff. I feel like she was in a Mission Impossible movie. Was she in a Mission Impossible movie? Maybe I got my actresses mixed up. And this is a really interesting movie, really kind of unsettling, disturbing movie about a girl that's just kind of fed up with their life, and she develops this this tick, kind of a nervous tick, where she just like wants to swallow hard inanimate objects, like not food, like she sees a nickel on the ground and she eats it, like a thumbtack, she eats it, just like weird things that become increasingly more dangerous as the movie goes along, like a knife, like she'll want to like swallow a knife or something like that, a razor, just like all this stuff she shouldn't be swallowing, because that's going to cut up your throat and it's going to wreak havoc on your insides, and when it comes out, that's not going to be good news. But yeah, it's about somebody that just wants to swallow a bunch of stuff. And it's very intriguing, and it's very like psychological, just the direction that it goes in by the end. You're like, oh my God, this is really kind of profound. And there actually is a message here. It's not just weird for the sake of being weird. So yeah, I actually think Swallow is a really good movie. So I went ahead and got this second sight edition because I never got the Blu-ray back in the day. I think we watched this on Hulu though. I do think we watched this on Hulu. On streaming. So let me show off the J card. Bam. Looks like you got a good amount of special features on this as well. And the artwork is really cool. Oh, and you actually have the thumbtack on the back right there. So really cool stuff. Yeah, Swallow is it's a good movie. It's one that not a lot of people talk about. And it will kind of gross you out a little bit. It will kind of gross you out a little bit for sure. But it's got some beautiful like cinematography and visuals throughout. And yeah, it's kind of like a control thing. Like she does it to reclaim control in her life. It's like she just feels like she's so controlled by her husband and her family. And it's like, I got to do this to have something for myself, to have control over something in my life. I got to swallow a paper clip. I got to swallow a thumbtack to have some kind of control. That's what she does. Nice booklet right here. The front, the back, second sight. Look, they do the best work, guys. You got all kinds of nice writings in here as well. And open this up. You got the disc, and you got the front and the back of the case itself. All right. Yeah, Swallow, guys. Swallow. Don't let the title fool you. It's not, it's not an inappropriate, it's not a dirty movie, okay? It'll make you uncomfortable. It'll make you a little disturbed, but it's not a dirty movie. It's actually a really good psychological thriller, for sure. Now let's get into this next one. We got Session 9. And I have heard about this movie. I had a lot of people recommend this one to me over the years on my Instagram page and also on the channel. So I just went ahead and blind bought this one. And this was actually the only title I think that I did a blind buy on in this second sight haul. But yeah, Session 9, this is the Blu-ray edition. Let me unwrap this. But again, I've heard enough good things, and none of these were like super expensive. I think all these Blu-ray editions were like $31 to $32 or something, which like for a nice like hardback edition, like yes, they're Blu-rays, but like for a nice hardbox edition, like that's not terrible. And you got some nice artwork right there. You got some special features. So I don't know if this is, and this is actually a 2-disc limited edition set. So I don't know if this is a found footage movie or what exactly this is. I've heard it has some kind of like tape recordings and stuff like that. So I don't know if it's like a found footage or what exactly it is. But I'm excited to check it out. I am excited to check it out. You got a nice booklet with this. I don't really know exactly what this one's about. See, this one looks more... This doesn't look found footage to me. At least not from the pictures. So I think it's just a regular movie. You got the front, get the back of the Blu-ray case, open it up, and yeah, it's got the 2-disc set. You got disc 1, which is the main feature, and then you got some of the special features, and then disc 2, you got some more special features, it looks like. So I guess they could fit all those on the first Blu-ray disc, because there's a lot of special features here, guys. You got documentaries, you got a lot of interviews, audio commentaries. Like this thing is pretty damn stacked. So that is cool. I am excited to dive into Session 9. Let me show off the art cards real quick. You got some nice art cards. Bam, 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 bam. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. All right, so this next one, I'm gonna set the table for this one. I did not get this one off the Second Sight website. Okay, so I think that now that I'm thinking about this, I think that the invitation, like I think these three brought me to about 100, which I think is what you need for free shipping, and then the invitation is what I needed to get to put me over the top of it. But this one right here, I did not get from the Second Sight website. I actually did something that I almost never do. In fact, this might be the first time I have done this, and I don't know what compelled me to do this. But I got this off of eBay, and this is a title that I've been wanting to get for the longest time. This is a movie that when I watched it for the first time on streaming, I loved it. It came out back in 2018. I actually was introduced to Second Sight by seeing the announcement for this on Instagram back in the day and seeing people show it off and thinking to myself, wow, that is so cool. But then I looked up how much it was, and I wasn't buying these like premium editions back in 2017, 2018. I just wasn't. I just got the regular Blu-ray at Best Buy, and I think it was like $13 or $14. Let me go ahead and bring out the title. It is Revenge on Blu-ray, this Blu-ray edition from Second Sight. And they need to do a 4K, but if they do a 4K now of this, after I just bought this, I'm going to be kind of pissed off, especially if it's the same packaging, because I spent damn near $100 to get this. And I think when this came out, it was like $40. But again, like I was not buying stuff like this. I really wasn't into the super like hardbox premium editions, unless it was a movie that I just had such a deep love and nostalgia for. Like Waterworld was one of the first like hardbox editions that I ever got from Arrow Video. So I just wasn't buying stuff like this on the regular, and I wasn't importing stuff from other countries. So by the time I got to the point where I was doing that, this was long sold out and out of print. And I wanted it. I've always wanted this because it looks so freaking awesome, the artwork on it. And I just love this movie so much. So I just went ahead and bit the bullet, and I picked this damn thing up. And do I regret it? Not really. Even though the case wasn't in the best condition because this was used. You know, I don't like that little mess up down there in the corner, but I think I was aware of that before I got this. But this is a beautiful set. It's a beautiful edition. You got the front. You got the back right there. Matilda Lutz. This is directed by Coralie Farjeet, and that's the same director that did The Substance recently, which I love. The Substance. Like, the more and more I think about that movie, that might be my favorite movie of the year. But what a female director. She burst on the scene with this. And the first thing that I noticed from her, she has such an eye and such a style. Like, she is such a distinct director, filmmaker. Like, you know, she's directing a film. Like, when I watched The Substance, I was like, this is clearly the same director that did Revenge. It has a lot of the familiar beats, the things that she does with like some of the editing and the sound, like very, very similar in The Substance to Revenge. I'll just say that. But yeah, Revenge. I love this movie so much. I'm glad to have this box set right here. Nice spine on this. Even though, like, I don't do stuff like this. I usually have a rule that I'm not going to spend $100 on a single movie. But I did it for this. I just wanted to have this. I've seen several people show it off, and I just wanted to have it. What can I say, guys? And this is the J card that was on the inside of it. Bam. But now they're going to announce this damn thing on 4K. I just know it. And it's going to make me regret my decision. But you know what? I would still be happy if this got announced on 4K, because this is such a visually stunning movie. This movie is pretty much, guys, it's like I Spit on Your Grave, Last House on the Left. If the victim in those movies like turned out to be a total like killer badass and just took out everybody in just like the most grand stylistic fashion. So this movie is just badass, like super badass. I love it so much. So you got the nice poster in there as well, which Second Sight doesn't do that a ton, I don't believe. And you got a nice booklet. To be honest, like I would rather have the poster than the art cards. But like the cinematography, the shots, the way this movie looks, like it's a gorgeous film. Like if this got a 4K, like I wouldn't be disappointed. I'll just say that. But yeah, guys, that's Revenge. That's my Second Sight haul. I love Second Sight. I think they're one of the best boutique labels around. So I had to backtrack and grab some of their releases and add them to the collection. Thank you all so much for watching while I put all this stuff back in. Sometimes, guys, when you're taking all this stuff out, like it takes a little bit to get it back in the box. So I appreciate you guys bearing with me. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on those bell notifications for all future videos, and we'll see you next time.